For more than 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter in our community. From our studios in St. Clair, you're watching Focus with Paul Dingeman.
Well, welcome back to the Focus set. My name is Paul Dingeman. Glad to have you along. I'm getting very, very tired of winter, so I scheduled a guest today by the name of Matt Krist. It's going to bring us spring. St. Clair Little League annual parade, May the 7th.
Yes.
Matt, welcome to the show.
Welcome, thank you.
Nice to see you, sir. You got a great organization out there, and this is an anniversary, isn't it?
This is 70, yep.
70th
year, yep.
And Mr. Clutcha, was he one of the very first?
Joe Clutcha started it all for us. It was at Solis Field behind Eddie. So then he was...
Oh, now that part I didn't know, that it was at Solis Field.
Yep, that was the first fields, and then we moved to Clutcha Park, named after him, and then thanks to Tom Foley and some others, we now play at Legacy Park with 9 fields. So started at 1.
Spectacular. How many years ago did you move to Legacy?
That would be about 10 years ago.
About 10 years?
Yep.
Lots of improvements. You've got great volunteers.
Yes.
Super volunteers is probably the better term.
Yeah, you get a hat like this if you're a super volunteer. So.
You put lots of hours in.
Yes.
Sam's going to put up some pictures. First, we're going to put up the parade picture, and you can talk to us about when the parade is, why the parade is, how people can participate.
Right. So we want to bring everybody in, the whole town in this year for the parade. So we have to. Police is a little short staffed, so normally we come off Cox Road to Clinton, but we're going through the high school this year, so they can only block off right at the corner there. Yeah. So if anybody in town can come, grandma, grandpas, everyone. I want the whole town lined up if we could. We can park at the high school. Don't really recommend KFC, the Knights of Columbus parking. They have venues going on there, so if you do park there.
Oh, they got a venue going that day?
You know, sometimes they do. So if you do park there, leave right after the parade.
Right.
But we can line up all down Clinton / Rattle Run there, down the bridge, all the way. And then we enter in the fields. The Knights of Columbus is nice enough to let us get through their fields there. We line up on field 4 there. But it'd be great if half the town showed up and we lined Rattle Run and Clinton up with 1,000 or so people for the kids, because they like it.
And in numbers of years, you used to have the kids assemble on that diamond down in the corner.
Yes.
Okay, are you going to do that
We're going to do that again this year, yep.
Okay.
So we don't
last year you were under a pavilion.
Yeah, we had to spread them out a little bit last year. This year we don't have those restrictions, so we're going to be on field
COVID
4. Yep, the 10-year-old girls state champs are going to throw out the first pitch. There are honorees for the parade.
Okay.
So,
Sam, throw up the next picture, and we can talk about some of these improvements now.
Right.
That's the famous grilling area.
Yes, it is. Yes, that's where you'll find my dad and my uncle Gary LeDuc. Mr. Foley now, he's retired to be in the grilling area.
But it never had a roof.
Nope. So that was a big project we did, and then Larry put that up, and Larry and Kevin Markle put that up. And we're going to honor Riley Gleason with that.
That's
going to be named
wonderful.
after him. Yep. So the picture doesn't do it justice. It's pretty big. It'll be a nice grilling area when it's sunny out there. Those posts, we're going to build those out and carve them into bats. Wood bats. And they'll be open for sponsorships.
Okay.
So that's kind of going forward. You know, the bats will be there for as long as that's there. So a sponsorship for $1,500 will get you probably 10, 15 years use out of that sponsorship. Yeah. So,
what's the next one there, Sam? Okay,
so pavilion, yep. Kiewit volunteers came out, about 20 of them came out, led by Stu Winston. Built this last year for us, all on a Saturday. They just pumped it out and got it done. They were looking for something to do in the community since they've been...
Where is that one located?
So that's out on the far fields in between field 7 and 9. So kind of away from everything all, but we needed something out there for the teams to gather if it's raining or picnics area, but also so you can watch the game, both fields from that pavilion.
Oh, okay, next.
Yep. So the sidewalk now goes all the way, and we have to thank the Community Foundation for that. Really, they're the reasons why you can get from one side of the park to the other, wheelchair accessible, handicap accessible. They're the big reason for that. They split the bill on the majority of that project. So really, if you get into the park, you can get anywhere. And we're really proud of that, because a lot of big parks like that, or even a lot of Little League parks aren't that easily accessible. So we're proud of that, and we have to thank the Community Foundation for helping
You
with
had
that.
the next picture, I think, is some slides that we took off of. Nope. You're going to get that next slide, please? There we go. Okay, this was, I captured them off of Facebook.
Okay, yeah, so this is Loving on Legacy. This is our field cleanup day. You see Jason Schaefer there and Steve Faselli.
Okay.
Two of our super volunteers, as you can see, with their hats on. And pretty much they were filling this dirt in because that's now all...
There's the real workers.
Yeah, there's the real workers. So weeding the garden area. We were blowing the leaves, blowing everything off, getting everything cleaned up. We had to resink the dugout seats in. That's John and his wife. They're there all the time. So yeah, we pull up the bench seats there, and there's Mr. Foley and my dad cooking under the new pavilion. So
there's the real work.
Yeah, there's my son. He likes to pick up trash, so he was out there.
There's a lot of
working.
money in trash.
Yes. So as you see, we have nice edging that Jason Schaefer likes to do. Dad power washing all the stuff so we can get everything cleaned up. And we had a bunch of kids out there raking leaves, get the leaves off the fence line. So,
and there's the real work.
There's our concession stand crew. They are in charge of the concession stand this year. So we're excited about that. We have a bunch of volunteers in there. Trish Roberts did it last year. She was kind of like by herself, and that's a hard job.
Yeah.
She really fought through that and did it, and we're thankful for her. This year we have to replace one with 6. But Jody, bottom right, she's like a real super volunteer. She's our treasurer. She kind of organizes the parade. She also does concessions, and basically anything that I don't want to do, I ask her to do. So she really does a lot for me, and I don't think I'd ever want her to leave.
All right, so we talked about the Riley Gleason Pavilion,
Yep.
the Kiewit, and St. Clair Community Foundation, but you also want to talk about the increased size or number of kids.
So last year, we're starting up, the younger kids were growing pretty big. So last year we had a total of 12 T-ball teams. This year we have 16.
16 T-ball teams.
Yep, so we have 130 T-ball kids, which is pretty awesome. We're at 500 kids for the year, which is about 50 more than last year. So we're hoping to continue to grow. I mean, there's a lot of other activities kids could do, but baseball and softball are special in St. Clair, and I think the community's embracing it, and they all come together for one cause, and we're happy to see that. So it's pretty awesome to see our numbers still grow while other leagues are kind of declining.
We've talked about opening day, but we'll go back and show that picture again before we end here. But talk to me about the current and future projects.
Yep. So kind of looking at safety and stuff like that increase because the park's 99% done. So we're looking at ways to increase safety. So we have to thank DP Swifer, Dave Swifer coming out. We're extending our driveways out to create the 2 ways. Can't see in that picture, but so people don't have to drive by the fields. They can go directly away from the fields to the T-ball fields and far out fields.
Oh, okay.
So they donated a lot of man hours there, and we extended one part. We still have another part to go, but that's been a big help. And then bleachers. We're putting in bleachers. We're trying to get new bleachers and cement underneath them. Deluge Construction does all our cement. We got to thank the Chop family for really, anytime I need something, they come out and they get it done pretty quickly, and I know they're busy. So the Chop family's been a pretty big part of St. Clair, and we're looking at putting cement underneath the bleachers and new bleachers, kind of being able to, again, we can get the wheelchairs or anybody to the fields, and now we're trying to get them to like a viewing area.
Okay.
So that's the next step.
Okay. Are any fields lighted, or that?
Nope.
That'd be pretty expensive.
That'd be pretty expensive. If you want to donate to that, you can. There's this discussion do we need lights? They would be great, but I think if it's dark during the summer, they should be home. But if someone wants to give us money for lights, if DTE wants to come in and rename the fields DTE fields, we'll take some lights.
And the last one was Marty Van Buskirk equipment sponsor.
Yes. So unfortunately, Marty passed away this past year. The family stepped up and wanted to do something special for the kids because Marty was always involved in youth sports. They wanted to sponsor a kid any way they could, so they donated some money, and we started a sponsorship scholarship pretty much for kids because equipment's going up. I mean, gloves, everything's cost more. So this way a kid can still play Little League, get new equipment, and not feel kind of left out because he doesn't have a bat or a helmet or anything like that. So they've really stepped up this year, and we're honored that they chose us to help carry on Marty's legacy. And if anyone's in financial need of equipment, they can come see us and we can help them out.
Okay. Sam, we'll put that map back up. Let's talk about again, what time does the parade start? How do I do, who's allowed in it, et cetera, et cetera?
Yep, so really the parade part is just that we're going to have the police escorting, the fire department escorting us, the band, and then it's all the kids. Viewing area, we want everyone in town, everyone to come out and take a look and venture into our opening day and see what kind of St. Clair Little League's all about.
What time does it start?
9 o'clock.
9 a.m.
Yep.
All right. And
so my speech will probably start at 10.
Last a couple hours?
I'll try to keep it minimum. So there's a lot of people to thank. So that's kind of where they get their moment to shine, all the volunteers, the board, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So do I want it to be 5 minutes? Yes, everyone does. But those people need to be thanked and honored. So.
Well, I remember doing some of Mr. Foley's speeches that they ran for a day or two.
So.
And they were good. But
Yeah.
Mr. Foley was great.
Yes.
They were great. Matt, hats off to you and,
Thank you.
and the effort that you and your whole family put together in this. And it's a lot of work. And no matter what town you're in, running the Little League is a major thing.
Yeah, we're very fortunate to have a group of 25, 50 people that really put a lot of effort into St. Clair Little League and making what it is. So we're very fortunate to be in St. Clair and have the fields we do, because it's one thing to care for one field. You can make that one field look great.
Yeah.
To make 9 fields look as good as ours, it takes a small army. So we're very fortunate, very lucky to have as many people that care about it.
And I remember a fellow by the name of Fred Moore, who
Yep.
Was so instrumental in seeing that happened over the years.
Yep.
And I know his foundation probably still supports it. But
Yep.
I love that picture on the wall where Fred is standing outside on
Yes.
the fence and looking in.
Fred is basically him and Tom,
Yeah.
Fred provided the fields and all that stuff. We still make decisions on, we don't personally know Fred and Frank Moore, but we kind of still try to make decisions on what would they prefer, what would they kind of want.
Wonderful.
And we don't leave them in the background at all of our minds. We're still making decisions based on how would they like to see.
That's
the fields.
wonderful.
So,
That's wonderful.
Yep.
Because they really were concerned about the community, and
Yes.
and it was a vision they had. And
Yeah, I
And
think
they
the Community Foundation does do that. Probably instill a memory of Fred and Frank. They're able to provide those funds for us for the sidewalks and stuff
Right.
that we need. So we're very fortunate.
Matt Krist is the man's name, and he is the president of the St. Clair Little League. How long's your term? Forever?
Well, my oldest is 3 and my youngest is 1.5. So
You're going to be there for a long time.
unless I get voted out, I'll be there for a while, I think. So
Well, Matt, you do a great job. We're
you.
lucky to have you doing it. We'll be back with our next guest in just a second. Well, welcome back, and we are very honored today. It's very a rarity that we get an opportunity to have somebody from the front page of the Times-Herald on the show with us the same day. Amazing. I want to say hello to Kristy Bottle. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too. Thanks for having us.
What's the story?
Well, we are. I'm a crafter, and I have a passion for creating and being creative, all things creative. And I started a little Facebook page to show people how to make crafts, and it's kind of blown up into this big thing. It's turned into a business and a charity and all kinds of things. So it's pretty exciting.
Wonderful. Mm-hmm. You're from the Clay Township area.
Yep, I live in Clay Township.
And you like to craft yourself.
I do.
But it became more than just a hobby, and you decided to go to Facebook, and people do it, but not a lot of them are successful.
Yeah.
What's your secret?
I don't know that there's a secret. I never really dreamed that it would become this. I originally started it just to do little tutorials, thinking I'd reach my family and friends, and kind of, instead of always having them come to my house and have to show them how to make crafts, they can do it from their own home. And people came, and people started sharing it, and their friends started coming, and more people came, and we went from, nobody. We had 0 when we started in the fall of 2019, and now we're over 123,000 followers on our page.
123,000 followers?
Yes.
Oh my.
Yes, it has
oh my.
exploded.
That's marvelous.
Yes, in about 2.5 years we've gotten there. So, but it's been a lot of work.
Do you do YouTube videos also?
We just recently started getting into YouTube. We're mainly on Facebook, but we just started getting into YouTube, into TikTok, which is a lot of fun and just silly, and Instagram.
The Facebook thing, do you do live?
We
Facebook
do lives.
Live?
Yep, we will do different posts. We share tips and tricks and things like that. But we go live 3 times a week. I will go on live, I will have all my craft supplies in front of me, and I will walk them through step by step how to create a craft. I not only show them what to do, but I sometimes show them what not to do, because I make mistakes. I burn myself with the glue gun.
That makes you human.
I change my mind. I pull it apart after it's done and redo it, and show them that anyone can do it. We're just regular people, and I'm a regular person, and I'm creating, and we all make mistakes, and it's not about the mistakes you make, it's about how you recover from them. And
so the Facebook audience, you started locally in Clay Township. Maybe there was 4,000 people, 200 people, 200 people. How did it explode? Did they share it? Is that what they did?
Yep. What happens is when you go live and your friends are on there and they share it, then their friends see it, and then their friends share it, and then their friends see it. And we have people not just all over the country. We have a big base in Canada as well. We have people from Europe. We have people from Africa. We have people from New Zealand. We have people from all over the place that are like loyal, and they come back, and they're there every week watching us.
And I suppose that the COVID actually helped a little bit because people were home.
It did. When you're in the online space, a lot of people were stuck home. People had nothing to do. A lot of our followers are mostly female. We have a lot of male followers, but it's mostly female, and most of them or a lot of them, I wouldn't say most of them, but a lot of them are older and had a fear of going out. They wanted to stay home, and they wanted to be safe, and they needed entertainment. And a big part of what we do is we like to keep things light and airy and fun and silly and goofy. We happy dance, we have some fun, we make fun of ourselves, and it's just entertaining, and we can kind of forget about all the junk and the bad that's going on in the world for an hour and just have fun together. And we usually end up with something pretty in the end. Your
webpage is simple. It's Kristy with a K, Kristy's craftroom.com.
Yes.
And it's a good-looking website.
Thank you. I made that all by myself.
Did you do the whole thing?
Oh, yeah. When you're a small business, there's not a team of people. It was a team of one that got this started, and a lot of Googling and a lot of YouTube tutorials and a lot of tears. And
that website is very attractive.
Thank you.
Very user-friendly.
Thank you.
So you've developed also a mail order business too?
Yep. We started out just doing the videos showing people how to make things, and then people started asking, well, do you sell kits? I want to make the craft with you. So we created our kit starting in December of 2019. We created our first kit. We sold 12 kits. Yes. And then in January we sold 20 some. February we sold 30 some. I just kept adding 10 more each month. And then what happened by the time we got to April was it was a lot of the same people were ordering over and over again, and we would sell out every month. Well, the people who had ordered for 3-4 months, suddenly they weren't there that day online when we opened them for sale, and they would miss out, and they were like so disappointed. So that's when we decided to start a subscription base. So once they signed up, they were guaranteed a spot, and they didn't have to be there on launch day when we opened it, and they would guarantee every month get their kit until they decided they didn't want to for whatever reason. And that has steadily grown, and last month we sent out 1,025 craft kits.
It's amazing. There's an old adage in sales, which is find a need and fill it. And I think that's exactly what you've done. There was a need for somebody to help me get into a craft area that I'd never been in before. So.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, we have a lot of people who through COVID didn't want to leave the house, didn't want to go shopping for the supplies, and we send them everything they need. We do it live in a private group together. We post a lot of extra things and do extra lives in there, and we just give them an escape. It's really an escape away from their everyday life, their normal. It's something just for them. And we just have a lot of fun doing it.
Good.
So.
Well, that's being in the business in any kind of job, if you can have fun with it, it's not a job anymore. It's something you
Right.
enjoy, and
Right.
and you're certainly an example of that. But wow, this had to be a thrill too.
That was pretty exciting. It was very exciting. It's been an exciting week just all around with having that article come out and then be in the paper front page today. My husband, he's like, you made the front page above the fold. He was,
Right. And is dinner going to be served?
Actually, my husband, he's been amazing. I have an amazingly supportive husband, and we actually brought him home from his full-time career. So he is full-time part of Kristy's craft room now, and he's been taking on a lot of the cooking these days.
All right. Well, that won't hurt him.
Yes.
So.
No, he's a good cook, so it's all good.
So we'll direct the people to Kristy's with a K, Kristy's with an S, craft.room.com.
Yes.
That's the location, and we wish you luck.
Thank you.
You're an exciting person.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
And that's about it for this edition of the Focus program. Thanks very much for tuning in. Till next week, I'm Paul Dingaman. See you soon.
Thanks for watching Focus with Paul Dingaman. Focus is produced at the CTV Community Television Studios in St. Clair. For over 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter to our community.